Well, this wasn't really the video I wanted to make today, but I just received this a couple hours ago that I got a copyright strike, and I was like, oh, okay, what for? I must have, used music in an old video I made years ago that was licensed now or something like that. I'll just delete it and it's all good. Well, this was indeed a full-on copyright strike, which you guys don't know is a pretty significant deal, or can be a pretty significant deal to your channel, and I did not want to talk about this today at all, but now I feel like I have to, because, well, the reason I got striked was because I showed, well, FC25 footage, I guess, and the copyright claim was acting on behalf of Electronic Arts, so EA put in a claim or their automated system detected something, but I am pretty sure it's manual. And I also have no fucking idea what I showed in the video. I have no idea. We're gonna talk about that. I was talking about gameplay stuff today because we got like a little bit of a snippet on some gameplay stuff. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Baton had like a little interview with some gameplay guys, and we'll watch that. But okay, so anyway, hey, by the way, I did... Yes, I got engaged yesterday, and thank you guys for all of the congratulations. You guys said there were like hundreds, so I tried to heart them all. If I missed yours, I apologize. And thank you guys for being here, of course. But okay, let's talk about this first, and we'll talk about other stuff. So why is this kind of important at all? Well, I think that EA striked my channel, and I think that it was manual. And also, I didn't talk about almost anything regarding FC25 in the video. Almost nothing. So, I don't know what happened here, but let's talk about it. So, as you can see in the title, nothing about FC25 at all. And the entire title of the video, the only thing I showed in this whole video, I have the file down here, but I won't show it, because if I show it again, I could get the claim again. I don't know what's going to happen, but the only thing I showed was a list of players on a spreadsheet that had cranium faces. That was the only thing I showed in the entire video. So, I wasn't on the game at all. I've never showed a screenshot of the game at all, ever. Not a single one. And not to be a dry snitch, that's exactly what I'm going to be. There's a lot of channels out there that are doing that. And for some reason, mine was the one that got taken down. So why? I don't know. I doubt it was a nefarious act or something like that. They saw me being critical and then, copyright striked a video of mine down as like a warning to stop talking about FC25 too much because you're more of a critic or on that sort of scale of creator, right? I don't think that's the case. It could be. Could have been just a mistake, but it is very strange that EA copyright striked my video. Now, once again here, the content was removed by Muso TNT Ltd, right? Now, if you search that on Google, they're a software company that offers content protection and like anti-piracy stuff. So I'm assuming EA outsourced to this company, and then they're the ones that took my video down and gave me the strike, but they are acting on behalf of EA. So is it EA technically? I don't really know. They work for EA technically, but they're also not fully EA. But the reason I've even bring this up in the first place is some of you guys might not give a shit whatsoever, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because something like this can affect your channel pretty heavily. We don't know how the algorithm works with channels that get a lot of copyright strikes, or if a copyright strike then affects your channel and the algorithm at all. Like, we don't really know. It's kind of up in the air. And YouTube has a wide range, obviously, of content abuse, or sorry, not content abuse, copyright abuse, right? I'm sure you've had many of your favorite channels out there deal with something similar to this, and it's hard that knowing EA or someone closely affiliated with EA, manually looked at my video and like maybe striked it, and I didn't even show anything about FC25 except for a list of a spreadsheet of cranium player faces. So it's a little concerning, actually, because luckily I'm not like a super duper small channel. There are people smaller than me, even though like I still don't have the power to like fight back a lot of this stuff. I'm still pretty perilous to whatever happens here. But simply put, unless somehow showing a spreadsheet of names is infringing copyright, if that's the case now, we're in big trouble. Everybody is. I don't know. I just want to tell you guys this because I think that, well, first of all, I got to attend copyright school to get my strike to expire, but obviously it happened once, so maybe it is not going to ever happen again. But it is very odd that there's other videos out there from creators that have showed more footage, like some actual screenshots of the game, and the videos are still up and doing fine, and mine is not. So I'm hoping it was some sort of automated issue. I'm going to dispute the claim and we'll see what happens, but if not, it is a little worrisome. But all I can really ask for in this video, and I'm going to shamelessly ask, is if you could leave a like, then it would help in the algorithm, and that's it. All we know about the algorithm that works, which is, I hate even have to worry about it, but it's just the reality of being a creator. Likes, comments, and watch time are the only 3 things we know for sure correlate in the algorithm, right? So that's all I got to really say. I guess most of you probably were not interested in this at all, but let's talk about, we got this news today. Bateson talks to some of the gameplay guys, Thomas Kalefi. We got the creative director as well there. So, okay, I'm gonna show you guys a couple clips of it, and we'll talk about it after. Also, Bateson uploaded this in like 360p, potato P, okay? So that was not me on this end. I apologize. It looks like this, but we'll talk about it after.
So one of the new adjustments / overhauls has been goalkeeper movement, and it's taken a little bit of a change, and a few guys did have questions about it. And one of them was, will a player who has learned goalkeeper movement, mastered it in fact, have to completely relearn the way that they work the goalkeepers in FC 25 compared to 24, and how much of an adjustment is it for the 2 steps to the left and right? Will it be fast enough to make that crucial save one-on-one and potentially save a goal scoring opportunity?
So if this is a mechanic that you use, it should be very similar in the sense that the timing is still the same. The speed of the goalkeeper movement is the same. It's just 1 or 2 steps to either side. Like, you'll still be able to save the shots if you guess correctly. I've been playing recently and I've been able to save shots, guessing to the far post, for example, on a shot. However, you're not going to be able to move all the way back into your own goal. Inauthentic things like that. We wanted to get rid of that.
One of the reasons why we wanted to go in this is we want to let people that know how to use it or have been practicing to keep using it, but we also don't want to make it overused in a mechanic that you can kind of get you out of some tricky situations every single time.
What is the whole, like, that's the whole point of the mechanic, is literally to bail you out when you have messed up defending wise, or say, you know, maybe some bullshit happened or whatever, but the point is it's just there to bail you out. The mechanic to me sucks dick. I think it's a terrible mechanic, and Bateson saying, you know, if you've mastered it, are you gonna take it away from us, our precious thing we've mastered? I'm sorry, but your thing you mastered is hot shite, okay? I know it's just my opinion, of course, but...
Go deeper!
Okay, let's keep going down here. Okay, goalkeeper playstyles I won't show the clip for. They talk about... Bateson says that women's keepers are kind of a problem, obviously, because they're so short. They have not really been viable in any sort of situation all year. And so one of the ways to try and combat that was the new far reach goalkeeper playstyle, which is, I believe, where they show it. Yeah, right here. This far reach playstyle will help women's keepers become more viable. I really hope to God that they're not overpowered. Or, you know what, any keeper's overpowered. Overpowered keepers makes for a very likely to be shit experience, in my opinion, but, you know, we'll never know until it comes out. Okay, talk about passing error next, and it's one of those things that when you fix the passing error, which I'm actually down for in a perfect world, obviously, to not have the no-look 360 passes anymore, but listen to what Bateson says here.
Passing, and a lot of people were wondering why it was shown to be an inaccurate pass, but for the eagle eyes out there, or people who do understand how a footballer works, the player was looking away from goal, and if you guys have been playing the game, you get out a lot of tricky situations by doing no-look passes and being quite accurate. So I was just wondering if you guys have got anything more on the no-look passes. Will people still be able to get out of tricky situations, or will it cause a lot more trouble if you're not looking in the correct passing lane?
Why are you in tricky situations? Because the ridiculous auto press this year has it so that you're constantly in a tricky situation. You're never not in a tricky situation this year. It's hilarious that they're fixing this before like the ridiculous auto press that basically ruined this year's gameplay. We're not even hearing a damn thing about that. And I better hope we hear about that later in this gameplay deep dive. Oh wait, spoiler alert, there's fucking nothing.
Go deeper.
That's right. And it's not just the blind passes, it's any difficult pass. For example, if the ball's coming in first time, if it's bouncing, if it's at an awkward height, if you're trying to kick backwards 180 degrees, all those factors add up to make one situation more difficult than the other. And we're just trying to reflect that in the game. So using your football IQ more to take a touch, face where your teammate is, and then pass the ball. If you have the time and space to do that. If you don't, it's a risk. The ball may go out for a throw-in.
Yeah, listen, that's all great. That's all great. The time and space. Time and space, time and space, time and space. There is no such thing as time and space in this game. If there's not a next game, it's not going to matter. I just don't get how people are like forgetting that's such a fundamental, like that's the problem with this gameplay. The gameplay would not be nearly as much of a problem if it wasn't for this auto press that's going on. If that is somewhat fixed, we can actually go from there. But if this isn't fixed, there's no point even beginning with all the other changes because it's probably not going to do that much. And yes, one of the gameplay things to talk about is slip passes. Watch this Trent clip right here. He comes in and he slips, which is not in Ultimate Team, by the way. It's only in career mode, but that was indeed a minute of a segment of gameplay changes next year. And player roles, which we already know what player roles is kind of about. They don't really say too much different there. And also professional fouls. We know what that is. I mean, it's just, okay. We already knew all this bullshit pretty much. Nothing about auto press. I can't believe that we have not heard anything about that because I don't think people understand how fundamental that is to getting gameplay better next year.
Go deeper.
But anyway, okay. Let me know what you think about that. And also, we got a couple of pack leaks. 95x3 any Futties players pack. I wonder if that is for the next season going to be like some champs rewards or rivals rewards that be mixed in there, something like that. Adding this pack in, we'll have to see about that. And second pack as well is going to be a Futties Team 1 to 4 guarantee pack. So that's probably going to be SPC if I had to guess. It would be cool if it was repeatable, but I'm guessing it's probably not going to be. And also, let's talk about this SPC that we got today. This icon pick came back out, except it's slightly different. It was one of 3 91 plus before, the one that was glitched with the Futties Sawas in it. Now we got this one, which is a one of 4 90 plus, which makes me wonder if they literally just couldn't fix it. They were like, we can't figure out what the problem is at all. We can't fix this. Let's just release a different one. Then it's kind of not bugged at that point. Maybe that's reaching, but why would they come out with a totally different one after we saw that the one to 391 plus was indeed bugged? So they just say, I don't know what the problem is. Let's just, fuck it. Let's release this other one. I don't know, but we'll open like 4 or 5 of these for tomorrow's video. I just don't have anything planned right now because I was dealing with my fucking stupid strike. But okay, let's read your comments. And Richard, congratulations on the engagement, Waffle Man. Always thought you played for the other team. Okay, you know what? And then congrats, my man. You know what comes next. And then mini JFC for squad battles. Aiden Coast, as I said this before, I will say it again. With a new stat limit thing in EVOs, it's going to be impossible to make good ones because EA will be able to limit every stat. The reason crazy EVOs even existed this year was because there were 2 to 3 requirements limiting some stats, but the rest were not controlled. Now they're going to make it so that you can have EVO more higher rated cards, but you won't be able to get the crazy EVOs anymore since they will regulate every single stat upgrade. They're just doing this to control the power curve within EVOs. Now, I don't know if that's actually true because are they gonna have a stat limit on every single stat for every single evolution? I think what they were trying to say with the new requirement stuff is even if a player is over the requirements in certain attributes, they still can be put into the evolution and upgrade the parts where they are not over the requirements. So I don't know how, I guess maybe I'm not thinking of something in my head, but I don't really know how that could make things worse for us because they also said too that they're going to have less restrictive requirements. Just in general, we're seeing some things right now on this game where it seems like they're probably going with testing these less restrictive requirements in this game in the summer. So I don't know if that has any correlation to what they'll do next year, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm not thinking of something. Like, you might be right, Aiden, but to me, I think it seems like a better thing, but I don't know what you guys think about that. And obviously, there's always the debate about, like, do they do this intentionally? Do they make these mistakes intentionally because it gets so much buzz? People get FOMO about it. People start opening icon picks a ton, trying to get Sawa during the time. You know, is it intentional or is it unintentional? Now, to me, I don't think it's intentional because if this is intentional, you know, think about all of the things in this game that are just dog shit unintentionally. Like, it's it's a razor. I forgot what it's called. Hanlon's razor, is that what it is? Never attribute malice to what you can attribute to incompetence. And I think that that works well with EA a lot of the time. Like, we know they don't really know what they're doing a lot of the time, so why would they be behind some super genius plan to make mistakes intentional, to give us FOMO? Now, once again, they do have psychologists on tap. They do hire psychologists, so that could be one thing they say. You know, it's hard to say. I just lean more towards the incompetent side because we know EA at this point. Would I be surprised if it came out one day that's like, oh, this is all intentional? I wouldn't be. These guys are scumbags. Not all of the employees, okay, not all of them, just as a conglomerate, as a group, there seems like the ethics and morals take a backseat to sweet, sweet moolah. And I think that's all I gotta say. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Love you all. Soon. Peace.